Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clydeside Containers Podcast. My name is Billy Kirkwood, but let's not worry about that. What we're doing is we are going to be sitting down over the next couple of weeks with some of the weird and wonderful individuals that are going to be coming down and joining us at the Clydeside Containers, finding a little bit more about them, what their journey is, and what they're going to be bringing and how excited they are about it. Today, I am joined by, well, I think a good way of doing this debut episode. Welcome to the debut episode, gentlemen. Would you like to introduce yourselves and where you're from?
Sure. I'm Gav. Rab. We are Rabbit Food. We are, both from different parts of Scotland. I'm from Perth.
Right.
And from the Fife area.
Yeah. And we are a vegan junk food bar. We have a place in Edinburgh.
Yep.
Just off the Meadows, called the Meadows Tap, where you can find rabbit food. Best vegan junk food in the world.
We got a chance to chat before this, and I went, how do you describe the vegan food you did? And you gave me one word, and what was that word? Do you remember? Filth. Filth. I love it. Now, obviously, you guys have been, there's lots going on with these just now. It's very exciting. You're going to be joining the Clydeside Containers, coming to Glasgow, which you've been subtly teasing.
Yep.
How exactly have you been teasing that you've been coming to Glasgow?
Well, we've just been posting very cryptic messages, just literally Glasgow ... in our stories.
just the word Glasgow.
If people would share this, so they either think you're going to be taking over Glasgow or you're going to be coming to Glasgow. So we're going to talk about it. It's so unique. I got a chance to sit down and taste some of the food at the Meadows Tap. It was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
We have to talk about you're going to be a prominent vegan option for us for Glasgow, really, which has seen a lot of them kind of get pulled away and what have you. I mean, we don't have a 13th note, we don't have Castadia Slurpees, and many of them are good, but they're not as good as. But why vegan? Why have we gone for the vegan option? Why was that the kind of first steps on your journey? Why have we gone for the vegan option?
Yeah, so we're both vegan ourselves.
Yeah.
So
Vegan almost a decade.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a choice. It was, if we're going to make a food business, and it has to align. So
was there stuff that you thought was kind of missing within that?
Especially when we first started.
Yeah, I mean, so many things. They have like the token vegan option. Yeah, and there's so little thought put into it.
Yeah, we were having a little chat about the McDonald's option.
Yeah.
Sure, we can blur out McDonald's the legal implications. A popular fast food restaurant, supposed Scottish origins. We can do that. So we were talking about that. I mean, and not casting aspersions on the actual burger itself necessarily, the makeup of it, but the options themselves in these type of restaurants, very limited.
Yeah. It's just either they're just putting it on because they have to, or it's a money grab. They're like, we'll put a vegan option out so that we can capture that missing bit of audience that we're missing out on. So
then just no, very little thought and certainly no love put into it. And that's what we wanted to do. Put both of those things out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like with vegan places, it's always the healthy option.
Right.
And so if you're going out to a vegan restaurant, you're getting like quinoa bowls and salads and stuff like that. Back in the day, like it wasn't as creative and it was all health conscious.
Yeah.
Whereas we're a couple of man-cave bastards.
So that was really frustrating for you guys. You're looking for these places and it's these basic options.
Yeah. If we're going out, we want something that's going to be a treat, something that you don't want to make in the house. Something that's just messy and just horrible.
Rice in my house. I won't get one on my outside.
Well, were you getting that from other people all the time? Like I nearly said the vegan community, which sounds like I feel like I should be on a podium. Let me give my apologies to the vegan community. But were you finding that when you were interacting with people? Like, there's a lot of people saying the same thing. Like, they're getting frustrated.
Yeah, and it's mainly like, I think people were kind of held back on ideas as well, whereas we're just like, fuck it. If you want to see something ridiculous, we'll just do it. Like, there's stuff that doesn't make the menu where we're just like, well, this will be fucking great. Yeah. And it's like, oh no, this is terrible. But yeah, like some things just work. Like throwing lasagna on a burger.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. And it's like, I didn't get to taste the lasagna burger. No. But trust me, I'm going to taste the lasagna burger.
Well, you will.
Lots of people are really excited about what you guys are doing. You did a pop-up here in Glasgow, which was hugely successful. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that. What was the reaction of people when you were coming face-to-face and they were experiencing this whole new sort of vegan option that you were bringing to the city?
So we've actually done it a few times in Glasgow. We worked with a small independent coffee place called Ushi's.
Right.
Before, and we also operated out in Nice and Sleazy's over the summer. So we did a full summer in Nice and Sleazy's, just working Saturday, Sundays kind of thing, whilst we were working full-time jobs.
Yeah, Monday to Friday, prep, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday pop up, back to work Monday again.
Oh, God.
So we definitely have a decent following in Glasgow already,
right.
And then I think with that in the past, on top of like obviously teasing stuff about this happening, we've kind of built up a bit more of a following. So it was great to see everyone coming out, and it was a nice successful weekend, and people were just happy to see us
and asking us, where were you?
When are you coming back?
Like sooner than you think. Even one more. We'll dig into the food properly in just a little second, but I'm going to ask, like, how did you guys meet? How did this come about?
We used to play in bands together.
So he was in a band and they needed a new guitar player. I'd auditioned. I lived in Crieff and he was in Dunfermline, and I was literally finishing night shift, getting the bus to Perth, getting the bus to Dunfermline, getting to his house, would like grab our stuff and then go down to Dalgety Bay to practice, and then they'd all want to get steaming, so then I was drinking, and it'd be like 2 days and not sleeping. And he's like, why don't you just fucking move in with me? And I was like, I mean, that would make more sense. And then just be best.
You guys were all in or not on something. I wasn't sleeping. But what was the name of the band? I'm always interested. It's like,
Doubts Cast Shadows back then, wasn't it? Yeah.
What was it? Sorry.
Doubts Cast Shadows.
Doubts Cast Shadows.
Yeah.
What year roughly was this? Do you think?
2009.
I was about to say that is the most 2009 for a band.
100%, yeah.
So was that you got to know each other? You're moving in, that type of thing. Is that where the kind of love for vegan food or
no, not at all. So that was a long, long time. That's probably over 15 years ago.
Yeah,
right.
And then life kind of happened. You know, we moved off, did our own things, weren't spoken in a few years, and then we just reconnected.
Yeah, and it turned out like I'd gone vegan, and he'd gone vegan.
They're just completely independent of each other. That's weird.
And then so we
started making food together, like making the things that, like when we were going out for food, we were like, you know what, it's fine.
Right.
I'm making better things at home. So then we started collabing on things, and then that's where the idea for.
So how does that conversation come about? Because I'm interested. It's like, hey mate, we did
it kind of always been a thing. We'd always talked about owning a bar and stuff back in the day, like we were going to put on a music venue and stuff like that. And then, just kind of naturally kind of evolved from then. And then when we were both kind of really getting into food and we'd both been vegan, and as I say, we were just like, we can do this better.
Yeah.
Than anybody else out here. Why don't we fucking do this? And then COVID hit. Yeah. And we were like, good thing we didn't do anything.
Yeah, we were close to buying a food truck. Just to
saying that the other day.
Yeah, and then obviously that happened.
Mistake.
Yeah, so then we went through all that. And
the timing in that, not perfect, but
it probably saved us from making a mistake. And who knows what would have happened if we'd done it back then. So then once lockdown had eased and we'd kind of come off of things, we were just like, right, what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to do this? And we were like, right, what about a pop-up? Like, is that a thing we can do? Because we see it like in London and stuff like that. Yeah, you don't really see it up here very much. Like, it's not a massive thing. You see it occasionally. And a friend of mine was working in a bar in Perth, and I was like, you know what, maybe speak to your boss and see if he would be up for closing his kitchen for the weekend and let us do a thing.
Right.
And I was like, you know what, maybe set up a meeting so I can come and chat to him. And he just messaged me and said, let's do it. And I was like, what?
I think like almost in Scotland there was like a little buzz and change that we looked at food the way over lockdown, because it seemed to be like there was lots of foods going viral, even the idea of pop-ups and what have you, people doing like delivery things. It seemed like our attitude is, I'm not saying as Scots to make it sound like we're just this little island, but our attitude across the world kind of really changed, that we did all kind of go, you know, there's better food out here made by people that's not in this restaurant or that restaurant.
Yeah, totally.
There was an opportunity for people to get kind of really into the weights, and that's kind of what you guys did. You were like, let's do this, and start taking these steps.
Attitudes towards working in general.
Yeah, do that.
Like you get all this time off and you go back and it's like, I'm working this horrible job for terrible people and terrible money. Let's make the opposite of that if we can, you know.
So before we take another step, we're going to have to address this because everyone's going to be wondering, can you tell me where the job was?
I worked for a large bus company.
The large bus company.
A large bus company. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it just in case. But what about yourself?
I've always been in hospitality, so yeah.
So you.
My big thing was, why am I putting 60 hours work a week for someone else to line their pockets, and I'm just employee number 129126? Like, I don't matter worth a shit to anybody, so why am I doing this? Why am I breaking my back for them? So
you're starting to do pop-ups, starting to get that wee bit of buzz. People are starting to pay attention.
Even the first one was just like, boom. Like,
just straight away.
Yeah. So with Rab, he'd worked in like a vegan cafe for a short spell of time. Other than that, I had no experience in hospitality.
Oh, wow.
So it was like kind of teaching him at the same time as doing our first pop-up. And like it was a clusterfuck, to be honest with you. So we didn't realise the scale of the amount of prep. Yeah. Like you would think having all this experience, I'd be like, yeah, it'll be easy. We'll do this, this, and this. But no, I was like, it'll be fine. We'll do that. So we ended up renting an Airbnb and we did all the prep in this Airbnb. And it must have looked so bad, like, because it was in this tiny little village.
And pies.
We're just going in. We did the Buckfast barbecue sauce at this time when we first started, and so we were just walking past with like bottles and bottles of Buckfast.
There has to be people on the other side of the road, like they look like they're having a party, but no,
there's no choice.
No,
that place was stinking a Buckfast
probably
for like 3 days. It was probably permanently engraved into the work of the walls.
Did you put the complaint on an Airbnb? Place stinks of Buckfast.
That would have been a smart thing. We were just like, we need to get fuck over here. Yeah, so then we were actually still running behind on prep.
Right.
When the pop-up was about to start. So it was like 10 to 12. Our first table was a table of 30.
Right.
And it was like a vegan meet-up. And we were just like, fuck. I was like, right, we've got this. It's all right. He's freaking the hell out. He's just in the corner like, we're going to have to tell everyone that we've fucked up. We're going to have to go home and just be like, right, I'm sorry, what can we do? And I'm like, no, it's fine. Just keep battling on with that and we'll just get it done. And then we just knocked out the party.
So that's almost in his own... It's almost like your first day. I was a little hospitality officially start. And it's just like, there are 30 people in here.
So this would be a great idea. Then at 150 covers over 2 days, and we're like, oh, okay.
But you learn from it.
Baptism by fire.
I love it. Move forward from it. I have to ask just for a second, of course, where did the name come from? We're going from rabbit food.
So yeah, we kind of, it was always the joke, wasn't it? Like, we had this name before we had the idea of what we were doing.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, whatever we do, we call it rabbit food, because it's the joke that vegans just eat rabbit food. And then that's where, like, the utter filth came from. Because it was like, how can we do this?
Just make it
the opposite. Yeah, so it's like, rabbit food, you're expecting, like, salads and stuff like that. No.
And it's got a kind of like, and obviously it's got a kind of like punk rock edge to it as well, which people like, because I think, like you say, there's been this assumption over the years, like my dad, I think about what my dad would think of going to a vegan restaurant, I think about what I think of going to a vegan restaurant, and it's two completely different generations. And you know, you want to go out and have like lovely vegan food, you want to go and have this wide variety, and you would like if it was kind of cool and it wasn't the kind of like, well, they've got you a wee bit of it, got you a carrot. It's how you guys like it. Like, no, not really.
Yeah, a tomato and an onion.
And
we just want deep fried nonsense.
Exactly, and good food is good food for anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because one of the things that really caught me, like seeing some of the comments and some of the buzz and like your Instagram, what have you, is it's people that are right. So this isn't just like pure vegan.
No, not at all.
This is absolutely everyone. You must have had some great experiences from that.
Yeah, 100%. Like we always kind of aim to be like not the vegan place, but it's a place that vegans bring their friends that are vegan, because they know that they're still going to like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we've got like quite a few regulars in Edinburgh that just aren't even vegetarian or anything, and they even come and tell us. So just like I'm no way, shape or form vegetarian, but that's the best burger I've ever had. And I'm like,
that's the top compliment almost.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I had that, but it was. These other, how was the vegan place? And it was amazing. It was amazing. You should have been there. I had to go home and say that to my wife. It's like everything was delicious. Like everything was delicious. Talking about that, Jill, of course, that was a big one for you, taking over the Meadows tap. That wasn't the original plan, though, was it? We've gone from the pop-ups, getting some buzz. Things are going. People are really enjoying your food. That's a stone cold fact.
Yeah.
So when does the conversation start happening? Like, we need to take this up a level.
I think we were kind of panicking because the pop-ups were becoming so much work and it wasn't sustainable because, as I say, we were having to work full-time as well. We weren't making money. It was just kind of getting the buzz about rabbit food.
Yeah.
So we need to do something. So we were trying to decide food truck or a place.
Yeah. And we
had no money. So we just a couple of guys. Like, we've never come from money. We're not... we're like both for council estates. And so, we didn't have any capital to put into this. And we didn't know anybody to help us through like grants and stuff like that. So we just did it all on our own. So it literally was just like, how can we do this the cheapest way possible?
Right.
And we seen a post in the Scottish Street Food Group on Facebook in a kitchen in Edinburgh looking for like a full-time residency. And so we went for it, and it was Meadows Tap.
Right.
We rented the kitchen for 2 years, and the boy that was running the bar decided, they came to us like a few months before, and he's like, I'm out.
Oh, wow.
He's like, after the festival, I'm done.
Well, that old chestnut.
When I'm going to take as much money as possible in August, and then I'll leave you what's left.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But no, he decided he was leaving, and we ended up speaking to the owners of the pub and took over the lease.
Oh, so you've gone from just in the kitchen, fairly safe, things are going all right.
Yeah.
But even during that point, was a little devil on your shoulder, kind of go like, we get.
Yeah, we'd been looking at properties before.
Like the entire time, pretty much since we got into Edinburgh, we were maybe like 6 months in, and we were already looking for like our place that we wanted to put our stamp on, because we're working out a kitchen. Like, we didn't have the best kind of
working really.
Yeah, it was a bit all over the place and disjointed, and it was like that business and our business. It wasn't one business.
Right.
We wanted somewhere that was just us, and it was like our vibe, our kind of vision.
Yeah.
That was just rabbit food rather than rabbit food at the Meadows Tap.
So yeah,
so we'd been looking, and yeah, it just, when it came up, it was like, well, we're already here.
Yeah.
It just made sense.
And yeah, like a bar is kind of what we always kind of talked about. We're like, we're going to have a bar at some point. I've ran bars for most of my life.
Yep.
Let's do it. Bite the bullet.
So putting the menu together, though, that's the one thing. I mean, going from the pop-up, so you would have had a menu, you would have had, this is what it's going to be, but putting a menu together for a venue that you guys were running the kitchen of for 2 years is one thing. But putting that, this is it, this is us now, we are front of store. How are you putting that menu together? Because it is incredible. First of all, love the names of virtually every day. It's very bold burgers, and I am on board. How do you put that menu together? What's your thoughts? Like, I want someone to come and look at this menu, but I want to hit them straight away. So take us through some of your favourite dishes that were on there, or some of the ones that maybe been there from the start.
There's definitely some that have been there from the start. Like,
you might have tried, or Dario definitely tried one. The buffalo one, the buffalo chicken, Buffalo Soldier. That's been there. That's been there since the beginning. And
Rabbit Bruce as well.
Yeah, that was a special at Sleazy's, wasn't it?
Was it?
I'm sure it was. And then it just ended up staying. Yeah, because it became so like popular. It's got hash browns on it. It's got haggis on it. It's everything you want.
Folk in the Fringe would love that.
Probably they do. The Fringe is mental for us. People were coming in. They're like from Australia, from America, from all across Europe, and they're like, we seen you guys on Instagram. We had to come in. We're like,
we had a couple from Austria last night, and they were like, we saw that it was like a fully vegan bar, and we just don't have anything like that in Austria, so we had to come. And like last night, it was crazy busy, and they were just like, "Is it like this all the time? I thought it'd be vegan, it would be a bit quieter." And I was like, no, sadly, it's not like this all the time. I wish it was, but yeah, this is just a one-off Wednesday night where it seems to be bouncing. So
we're going to start talking about Glasgow,
yes,
because there is a big buzz for it coming.
We'll buzz.
Really else. and obviously we're seeing all the stuff on Instagram, and like you say, there's going to be that community that come out that want to try vegan food. There's going to be people that go, finally some vegan food that is filthy. I'm sure they're going, well, maybe that'll not be how they phrase it exactly, but they're going to be interested about it. Coming to the containers, another big step. But one I know you're very excited about. What made you want to make that final finish? What was about the Clydeside Containers you made you go, bang, this?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have been talking about our grand plan rather than just like obviously what the plans are now. And our future plans were always Glasgow next, and then we also want to expand further across the border kind of thing. But we hadn't really planned it being that quick. But then one of our chefs has moved to Glasgow, and he's like, I don't want to leave, but I don't want to be travelling from Glasgow all the time. And we were like, well, we don't want you to leave because you're like part of our family pretty much, because like he's been with us since pretty much the start in Edinburgh. So yeah, we're like, right, maybe it's time to just go and do this, find the Glasgow place. So we're out looking. nothing was really. We've had a few offers, and we're like, it doesn't really fit us. Our vibe. And then as soon as we got told about the Clydeside Containers, we were like, this is it. Like, there was no second guess.
Sessions in the past talking about building a restaurant in a container, funnily enough. And so when we heard about it, we were like, that's it. That's
because there's going to be. I mean, there's all these other options going to be, but there's going to be this real kind of amazing petri dish of like people got, because you know that people are going to go, I'm going to try this, and the next time we're going to come back. This was amazing. You have to come back and check out the guys at Rabbit Foot.
Aye, and then you've also got like the fact, like as we say, like when you're going out with a group of friends, everyone's got different tastes.
Yeah.
So rather than trying to decide on one place, you can go here and be like, right, you can order from there, and I'll get the vegan one, and there's no quarrels. Everyone's happy. So it's such a great idea.
Well, because you're on the debut episode, I mean, I'm going to go straight to Rabbit Foot.
Yes.
Without giving anything away, and we've seen the menu that's already been through the Meadows tab, and it is amazing. I mean, I didn't get a chance to try the deep fried cheesecake, but I was. And you know you're in trouble when you start watching videos of people eating food. And then you go, that looks delicious. Do you want to see this, sweetheart? And my wife goes, things are in trouble. I'll get you pills. So, but what are we looking at for the menu? Without giving too much away, I know it's still on the way, but there's going to be some. Is there anything coming over from Edinburgh and some of the pop-ups we've seen before? Is there anything you can tell us about how the menu is shaping up?
We're taking a couple of burgers. It's going to be a slightly smaller burger menu, so we can add in a couple of different, possibly newer items. Something that we've been talking about trialing, and
More into the Scottishness.
We're bringing a hoagie wrap as well.
Hoagie wrap.
Aye.
A garlic naan with your kebab and your fries.
Sorry, your eyes light up.
Food's my thing. I should be bigger than I am, but I run a lot.
So that we're going to see that. We're going to see the Rabbit the Bruce.
Rabbit the Bruce will be coming, yeah. Maybe your wee lasagna burger too.
Get in.
And we're in the trials of trying to deep fry stovies.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, this gets quite sciencey.
Yeah.
A couple of idiots.
We're just like, how can we make stovies fit our menu? Because obviously stovies are quite a Scottish thing, and they are a Scottish thing. And we obviously want to incorporate as much Scottish food as possible, because we're all Scottish and we're in Glasgow. So yeah, we're like, right, stovies, how do we do this?
Punk rock.
We don't want to just sing. Yeah.
That's a band. If you ever want to get back in the business,
I'm still in the business, so it's not.
Well, there you go. You know, that's a great answer. They can be your own support.
Yeah,
they can be your own support. I do want to talk about the imagination and the science aspect of it when you're putting things together. Because looking at the menu when we were over at the Meadows Tap, I saw the vegan roast, and I did think like that's a good looking roast. Does it get to a certain age you think that you just go, I want a roast. I want a roast dinner.
Yeah, I guess it is just maybe not an age thing. I think it's just humans in general, or maybe just British people in general.
When I was wee, you would never got me to eat a roast.
Ah, see, I used to love just like soaking up the gravy with my like buttered bread, just like it was the best bit.
We lost you for a second there. You were right back
in my whole world there, just gravy.
I love the idea of it must be. It's so interesting that you guys have to look at meals and go like, right, how do we put that together? Is that how it is? Because obviously you want to offer all these options that people are used to when they're going out to certain restaurants, or they're looking for options, and you want to make things a little more exciting for sort of vegan eaters. Yeah. But is that how it goes, or is there a lot more scientific aspect?
No, it's pretty much just two idiots getting together and going, what could we do this? Yeah.
Going, what could we do that would be delicious but disgusting in equal measure?
Yeah.
Or if we're just sitting scrolling for Instagram and something, I won't even be vegan, but it'll just be like something ridiculous, and I'm like, lasagna macaroni. Send it across me. When are we doing this?
He actually did send me that earlier, and I was like, man, I made at home. I've made a lasagna where the layers of pasta was macaroni cheese, and so yeah.
And that's where most of this stuff comes.
Do you ever see that? Do you ever see like an Instagram reel coming in and going like, oh no. What's he found? What's he found? How can we do an entire vegan?
Horrible jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That's
the standard. But yeah, so we just usually, it's mainly the names more than the actual food, because food just comes naturally to us because we're like how stupid can we make this?
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, as I say, we're trying to deep fry stovies. Nobody else is thinking about that. That's just flies off the brain when I'm in the shower and I text him and he's like, yes, let's do it. And then he comes up with the rest of the idea and I'm like, right, sound, we're sorted.
So now I'm trying to plan it. And in my head, there's like a room of NASA scientists all around the table. Go, how can we do this?
That's probably the main part, yeah.
How can we do this? Has there ever been the elusive one? Has there ever been the one like, oh, we haven't got to it yet, but the one that chased all the meal, you go like, one day we're going to do a vegan version of it? Or do you think you've managed to hit them all?
I think we've managed to do most of the ones we've tried.
Yeah.
The one that didn't work, but worked out better in the end, was the lasagna burger.
I wanted to deep fry it. So I'd done it at home before. I'd leftover lasagna and I'd cut it out with a cookie cutter,
Right.
froze it slightly, rolled it in breadcrumbs and deep fried it, and it was unreal. And that's what I wanted to recreate that, but then in service, like that, scaling it up.
Yeah,
Right.
high volume.
I just made it
Unfathomable.
Yeah, I just
Too much
made it
work.
Far too much.
Do you ever find yourself going like, if someone saw what I was doing, like if a loved one walked in, it's like, what are you doing?
Are you okay?
This doesn't involve you.
This is my time.
Although saying that, we're launching a new menu in Edinburgh on Tuesday, and
Was it Tuesday? Jesus.
we're deep frying lasagna in ball form.
Lasagna balls.
You dirty bastard.
Yep.
that is filth.
Yeah. Since you've already got the haggis balls and the macaroni balls, we're like, what's the next step? Well,
Lasagna balls.
nobody else is doing lasagna balls. Come on.
Do deep fried trifle? Would that be a vegan?
We could try
A
it.
vegan deep fried trifle?
I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
Cream,
Well, I'm going to leave that with you.
Jelly and cream.
freeze it. That's
The thing you said that about, we freeze it and we put it. I went, I would never have got the freezing bit. I would never have got the freezing bit. Like, this will totally work. And batter.
Just need to hold the structure, that's all.
People are deep frying Mars bars. We can make this work. In terms of like your own taste, like getting away from what you guys are producing, what is it you're into food wise? What are some of the like recommended places that you would think like, I like going to these places. These inspire me. They kind of like, what's some of the places that you've got to?
I
And
don't know about inspired, but every time I'm in Glasgow,
right,
there's one place that I always go.
Blue Lagoon.
Nope.
No, that was good.
Falafel to go.
Fun.
Falafel
It's
to
so
go.
good, man.
Is it the name?
It's the best.
It's the king. Like, the best falafel you'll ever have in your life.
We were trying to see if we had the time to get there before we came here.
Oh, right.
Every time we come to Glasgow.
In Glasgow.
Yep, the best.
The best falafel.
Yep.
Best.
The best falafel in the world.
Where else have you had falafel?
Well,
Nowhere
all
else.
over, because vegan is like,
Yeah.
like your token vegan options usually falafel.
You think the best is in Glasgow?
Oh, yeah. He rules the joint. It's so good. So anybody listening, you need to go to
Is
falafel
there
to
any
go.
part of you that thinks like, but my falafel?
Nah, I don't really make falafel. I'm not.
You're going to let him have falafel?
Yeah, he can have that. I won't mess with that. You know when something's just so good, you're
We're
like,
just going to leave it.
I'm not even going to get close to that, so I'm just going to stay back. So yeah, other than that, I don't go out for food a lot anymore. I used to be a proper snob, and I would only go out to Michelin star restaurants before I was vegan.
And there
I was
it
that
is.
kind of loser.
And there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. What about yourself, man? What's like?
Just filth, man.
Just filth. Absolutely anything.
It's just always. I love Indian food. Absolutely.
Yeah. Indian
Right.
food is top
And
tier.
street food in general.
Whenever we're having
the
business meetings,
ideas
we go Indian food.
from that sort of stuff. Like
Yeah.
we've done specials with Indian. So there was one. It was a chicken burger, dal, bhaji, poppadoms on the burger. It was
On the burger bun.
yeah, that was fantastic.
Jesus. Entire Indian meal on a roll.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should say roll. I should say bun.
That's pretty much what rabbit food is. It's like stupid ideas in bread.
And
Well, people like it. People like it. We got to talk a little bit about the aesthetic a little bit, because like I say, I walked into Middlestown and I saw your t-shirt and I went, I'm having one of those. I wouldn't even know what that was for. I'm having one of those before I leave here. It's pink, it's punk rock, it's got a little bit of everything. The logo, I love the tagline.
Yes.
I love the tagline. Even my fiercely meat-eating father-in-law, was just like, that's a cool tagline. That's good. That's for Predator. That's good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
literally just an absolute joke as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were doing a special. I didn't know what was on it. It was like
it was just
ribs.
the meaty, ribs,
bacon.
onion rings.
Yeah, it was just a big meaty mess.
Yeah.
And we were just like, obviously, a vegan meaty mess. And we were like, what are we going to call this? And they had been like, we were literally a few days before the special going on.
Right.
And we'd had the actual burger in place for like a month, and you just could not name it. And I was just stood at the grill, and I was just like, if it bleeds, we won't grill it. And that became the special of the month. And it just became our tagline, because we were like, that's so stupid that we've got to just go with it.
I think you're going to win a lot of people over, because one of the things that actually gets me, and it was when I walked in, was there's a fun vibe when you walk in the place. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I mean this with respect. On the outside, you go like, that could be an old man's pub. That could be anywhere.
It could be anything.
It could be absolutely anything. And you walk in, and there's this real vibe that speaks to a kind of cross-generational kind of pattern. I'll never use something as highfalutin as the phrase cross-generational again in my life. That's never happening. So if you could write that down, that happened, and send it to the folk at Radio 4, that'd be great. But there is a cool aesthetic, man. There is a cool vibe the minute you walk in the place. Was that something about your own personalities you just want to get out there?
That's what I was going to say. We literally just spewed our own personalities into the place, didn't we?
Yeah,
like just a couple of moshers who like movies and video games, and that's pretty much the whole aesthetic.
A bit of punk rock, a bit of millennial nostalgia, I guess.
Yeah.
And filthy vegan.
Although you were very proud of your Johnny Five shots. You made sure you pointed that out like a proud grandfather looking at a grandfather clock. It's like, this has been in the family for generations.
The time it took me. I bought it thinking it was a model, and I was like, that would be so sick. Johnny Five, right?
Already made.
Yeah. 11,500 Lego pieces later, it's in the pub.
I wouldn't have made it.
I was getting updates, like, I was going to say daily. It wasn't daily, it was weekly. Weekly updates, and be like, I've done one of the legs.
How's that new menu coming along? This is happening.
This is all that's happening right now.
We need to finish this Lego model before we do anything else.
Could we hire someone just to build this?
That's what I said. I was like, give it to us. Me and the wee man will just throw it together in like a night.
No, this is Short Circuit too. Talking about the movies thing, just away for a second, we had a little chat about the movies and stuff the other day. Is that the kind of like vibe in terms of, like you said, like millennial nostalgia, which I think is probably one of the hottest things in the world just now? Like, honestly, all you need to do is pop into an HMV, or God, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
What's some of the inspiration? Getting away from the food for just a second, but it very much encapsulates the vibe of what you guys bring. What's some of the things that you wanted to get in there, like in terms of like movies and even music? What was some of the differences you wanted to bring to your presentation of a kind of dining experience?
I guess it was just kind of more obscure movies that you don't see, like so like Land Before Time. We both love the Land Before Time.
I like the Land Before Time,
right? Everybody our age kind of does, and so it was like we put that up, and then it'll be like people like us will come in and be like, oh my God, Land Before Time.
Yeah.
Like, so there was stuff like that.
Do you think like, it's an odd thing to say. I mean, obviously people come in with like, for the food and for the experience, but you think you're winning people over in an extra way? Because, I was in and went, oh look, I think I'll stay. It's like straight away. It's just that little bit, it's like a chicken soup, obviously vegan chicken soup for the soul.
Yeah, exactly. Like you walk in and it already like feels like home almost, because you're nostalgic when like you're coming in.
A homely dive bar.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's the dive bar you wanted when you were 9.
Exactly that.
I mean,
yeah, and it's got Mega Drive with classic Mega Drive games in there, like
the emulator.
Yeah.
Next to it, is it a Betamax? It's a
Betamax, yeah.
It's like, who got Betamax?
Oh, well, it was actually left from the guy before in the pub.
Yeah, he just left it.
The TV though is quite the story, because we were like, right, we need to get an old TV so that it matches the aesthetic.
Proper old school television.
CRT. Was it CRT? I'm not up to date with my old TV knowledge, but yeah. So I found one on Marketplace. £3. £3. I was like, this is working fantastic. So it was up in Loch Ernhead. I live in Crieff, so it was like, it's not too bad a journey, like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
So I'm driving up, get there, and the guy's like, right, you'll have to park up on this hill and find this spot. And I was like, I cannot find this for shit. So I ended up going the wrong way completely, and then reversed up and magically found his house by accident. I was like, right, cool. And it was this like decrepit couple, like 90 odd, just stoned out their minds. I'd forgotten I was coming. And they were like,
in the TV like a baby.
No, they were just absolutely zonked on the patio, just staring into space. And I was like, I think I'm in the wrong place. I don't know. So I went up and knocked on the window, and they just kind of turned to me. And then he just sprung up and he's like, oh, Gavin's here. Gavin, do you want to come in and see the TV? And I was like, oh my fucking God, this is terrifying. So then, so go in. shows me the TV's working. He's like, if anything goes wrong once you get back, come back for a full refund. And I was like, it's £3 coming back for it. I also don't want to come back here because this is freaking me the hell out. And the entire time he's talking to me, his wife is not moving, just joint kind of falling out her hand, just staring at the wall. And I was like, I need to get out of here.
You know, the thing is, out of curiosity, you're going to drive back, the house isn't there.
Ah, probably. It was all a
It
dream.
was never there. It was never there.
It's just me just rocking about in the sea, picking up a TV going,
Gap high on a skip.
So you're going to bring that, do you think you're going to see some of that aesthetic coming with us, like kind of fun vibe coming up? Because obviously, I mean, the Rabbit Food brand is very punk rock and what have you, but are we going to see a little bit of that coming with?
yeah, we'll definitely be getting some banners and stuff
Yeah,
for the
sounds
container, put all our kind of our vibe onto it as much
The
as
toys. The millennials like the toys.
yeah.
So you get a couple of those.
Mm.
Couple of well, I could have phrased that differently.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, get like an Ecto 1 or something, or Ecto 2 if you really want to blow people's minds. Real Ghostbusters, Hasbro, 1999. Never mind.
Not much.
Just in case. But one more time, we've got to talk about the coming to the Clydeside.
Yes.
It's very exciting. You're not giving away too much of the menu, but we're going to see some of the favourites
Yeah.
that are coming over for them. We've had the word that you gave for the food was filth. Filth.
Utter filth.
Utter filth. Is that going to be what we want the people of Glasgow to become? They've come, they went, oh, look, these are lovely. Those two lovely young boys over there.
I don't think I've ever been referred to as a lovely young boy.
Look at those two
I think,
vegan scientists over there.
I think people look at us and think filth.
Yeah,
But
probably. Filth from the filth.
It's the Marjorie Watch Your Wallet for these two boys. I've seen how this works. It's like, because I used to make the joke like, you never see young goths, do you? It's like I've always wondered that they just lay their eggs in the corner of the cat house and skull off. Like, some people look at you like they don't know where you're from, they don't know where you're at. We don't understand, but they're coming in, they're coming down to the Clydeside. They're very excited. Seen the videos. They're very polite. They've got a telly for £3. They've got good guns.
Sorted.
They know money. They know quality. What do you want the people of Glasgow to be walking away saying once they've had your food, your brand of vegan punk rock science food, we'll have to call it, at the containers?
Not that. That'll be too much words for them to mouth out whilst they're walking away, right?
As long as they go, that was quality, man.
Oh wow!
Got to get the Ouija twang in there, right?
I like my quality filth.
Quality filth, aye. That.
Which was also my stripper name. Right, guys, we're gonna.
Pleasure,
Right,
thank you.
I'm Billy. We're going to see you next time with another sit down chat on the run up to the Clydeside Containers. See you later.